Hello and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Deathmatch. I believe this is the 60th episode, so that's pretty cool. Also, I have not played Unreal Tournament in a hot second, so excuse me for the rusty gameplay. I think it gets a bit better as I go along, but these are skilled bots, so unfortunately there's not much going on there. But yeah, I just thought, it'd be a nice break from Overwatch, considering I'm not really playing any of the other games that I could really use for the Weekly Deathmatch at the minute. Like Destiny 2, I haven't really played that in a hot second, and you can't really just jump into Destiny 2 and queue for Crucible, because they'll be like, oh hey, look at all these things that have happened, look at all these quests, and I'll inevitably get sidetracked, and then before you know it, it'll have been like a few hours, and I'll have just been playing Destiny instead of doing a Weekly Deathmatch. So here we are. Also, things have been pretty barren on this channel for the last couple of weeks. I promise it's not any kind of burnout or disinterest or me just kind of forgetting it and doing something else. It's kind of a mixture of two things. The first thing is that, well, I've had a week off, so I've just kind of been chilling. But the second thing is I just don't really have a schedule, so I don't really keep up with, like, making sure I don't release too much all at once or not enough at like, over a course of, weeks. If you are someone who subscribes to me and, waits to watch my videos, I do apologise. I have like 25 subscribers now, so that's cool. But anyway, yeah. So it's just kind of been in one of those periods where it's all added up to where like every little thing I was working on has kind of come out, and like basically most of my content comes from me just playing games, and I've been recording lots of stuff from lots of games, and that'll all be adding up to some new content very soon. In fact, I might have a video ready to edit together and put out soon. Maybe even today, maybe tomorrow, who knows? Do I know? I don't know. If I knew, I would be in charge of what goes on my channel, and I would be putting things out in a reasonable manner. I mean, of course I am in charge, but that would imply that I'm in charge of my own life, which of course I am in charge, but okay, you know what? That stream of consciousness kind of got away from me. But yes, in other news, I'm 24 now. I always liked the number 24 when I was a kid, so I think what that means is this is going to be the best year of my life or something. Like, everything's going to turn around, everything's going to be coming up Christian, I'm going to win the lottery, I'm going to buy Spain, and then I'm just going to become the overlord of the world, it just kind of works out that way. I don't know, I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. I am old, basically, is the takeaway from that ramble. Old enough that, well, I decided to play a pretty old video game to kind of like show, hey, look, I'm old. Although I didn't play the oldest version of this video game that I own, but that's for one reason, and that's that all my settings in Unreal Tournament 99 have reset, so it no longer has widescreen and all of that. I need to fucking look up which, like, any, file settings I have to modify to make it all work again, and I cannot be fucked. So that's why you're seeing 2004. Also, 2004 is quite fun. Also, it is just now occurring to me that I think I have actually played in this map on the Weekly Deathmatch before, so apologies if that is the case. I was going to go through them one by one, so like in the rare instance that I do another Unreal Tournament video, it's always going to be like the next map down alphabetically. So there should have been Curse 4, I believe is the name of the next map, which I'm not sure I'm familiar with. Like, I've played Curse in Unreal Tournament 99, but yeah, I've not played it in Unreal Tournament 2004, so that could be quite interesting. Anyway, PlayStation VR, I still have that, I'm still using that. I bought Beat Saber, I feel like a Jedi. It's pretty cool. I can feel myself slowly improving over the course of the game as I play through it, but at the same time, I'm never going to be able to play those expert levels because holy shit, I've tried. I almost finished an expert level in just, general choosy level, play the level mode, but I am playing through the campaign because I want to see how far through the campaign I can get. There's a level modifier which basically says you need to make your arms travel a certain amount of distance. And I thought, well, that's kind of fucking annoying, because what about people who don't have a lot of room in their rooms? Why are they doing this? And I figured out why they're doing this. It's because it's actually easier to play the game like that. I mean, it's more physically taxing, but when you stand there waving your arms around and properly, like, slicing the blocks in half, if you don't know what Beat Saber is, it's like a music rhythm game with lightsabers where you slice blocks in half. But yeah, when you properly throw everything into it, you kind of get more into the rhythm of it, and so when you're just kind of flicking your wrists around, it's easier to kind of move to kind of move incorrectly, I guess, and hit the wrong one, and just, I don't know, it's more difficult. But when you're actually like flailing your arms around like a fucking madman, then I don't know, for some reason it's just easier to get into the rhythm of it, to kind of predict where the blocks are going to tell you to swipe, and it just feels cooler as well, and you're fucking exhausted by the end of it, which is cool. That's why I got Beat Saber. I want to have a PlayStation VR game which taxes me a little bit, Not as like, I'm not suddenly just gonna play it all the time and become really fit, but it's nice to just kind of have a different experience in gaming other than just sitting down in a chair and being a fat piece of shit. Speaking of gaming, sitting down in a chair and being a fat piece of shit, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that is probably the most interesting game I've played this year. I've played through like half of Origins, and I do like Origins, but I think I prefer Odyssey. Cassandra's like the most likable fucking protagonist since Ezio, and if you've been following me on Twitter, you've probably been seeing me rave about this game. Because Greece is just fucking expansive and gorgeous and terrifyingly big, and the holy shit, how did they make that game? How is this even possible? They made it like a year after Origins, what the fuck? And yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm enjoying it a lot, and this is a very broken up episode of Weekly Deathmatch, but you know what, you're probably used to it. You're probably used to it by now. It's just one of these. And how can I forget to talk about Rec Room? Rec Room is a PlayStation VR game for free, and it's kind of, I hate to compare it to Roblox, but it's a bit like Roblox. So just in the way that I mean, like, it's kind of got all of these rooms which have like mini games in them, and that some of them are made by players, and then some of them, like, there's like a meta game as well where like you kind of level up and like earn outfits and stuff, and you wear outfits, and there's like this kind of social hub you can go to and speak to people, and it's my first real multiplayer VR experience, and it's fucking wild. Unfortunately, it does seem to be kind of populated by screaming teenagers because it is a free game, although you think if they had PlayStation VR headsets it should be able to gate that a little bit, but it doesn't seem that way. But anyway, paintball's fun. And as much as I don't particularly enjoy hanging around screaming teenagers, because it's like my first multiplayer VR experience, it is kind of interesting to just walk around and see them talk to each other. It's got positional audio as well, so it kind of increases that feeling of immersion. Maybe I've just been to the wrong lobbies. I've only been to like 2. Maybe there are lobbies with like actual adults and stuff. That would be cool. But either way, it's really fucking wild, and I just can't wait for like more games like this to exist and like better VR technology to exist, because people seem to think for a while that, oh, VR is going to go away now, it's had its time, but it's still not quite there. But it hasn't gone away, and people are still playing it and making games for it, and people are still buying into it and stuff, and I think it's just, even if it's got more of a niche player base than just gaming in general, I think it's here to stay, and it's going to evolve over time, and it's really exciting to see what's going to happen there, from like mini games to like multiplayer Second Life kind of MMO style experiences. Even if it is just a bit Robloxy at the start, maybe we'll get more stuff like World of Warcraft later. I want to play World of Warcraft in VR. I mean, I don't, because I will stay in VR until I starve and die, but I do because it would be a hella cool way to die. Okay, I wouldn't really stay in VR till I starved and died, guys. It's not that good. VR's good. It's not that good. But yeah, it's that's what's going on in my life. I've had a week off, so basically all I've been doing all week is just gaming, and yeah, really not much else. I mean, I've seen some friends and stuff, but video games.